Today, I want to talk about, I should say, another rant on something very, very interesting happening on the Dateline. Now, I have a friend who told me to be very careful because at my age, most of the young boys on the Dateline is looking for either a sugar daddy or con artists. That's fine. But recently, something interesting has been happening with the old guys. And I don't know what it is. I mean, are the old guys looking for other old guys to take care of them? I don't know. Is that the same thing as a sugar daddy? Anyway, this is Eric, and welcome to the craziness that lives inside my head. Okay, I had 3 experiences on the Dateline, and all 3 are very similar. They kind of start off like what I said in the beginning about these young boys. You always know a con artist. When a guy sends you a picture of himself and he's gorgeous, as they say, hard to believe that person like that would be on the Dateline. You know something is up. You're 70 and he's 29. I mean, come on. And they don't have any other picture but that picture. Or they may have a 4 or 5 pictures of them, supposedly of themselves in clothes. Now, you mostly get pictures like that. The scam was with the military guys. I came across a lot of those. I mean, like I said, they'll be young, gorgeous, and they don't have uniforms, but they'll be in regular clothes. And if you ask them for a picture, an X-rated picture, and they'll be like, "Oh no, I want to get to know you. We need to get to know each other, and then you can see me in person like that." And I said, "Okay." So then I go, "Well, when can I see you?" Oh, well, right now I'm in Afghanistan, or I'm in Germany, or I'm somewhere. They're always somewhere in the Army, Navy, whatever, across the seas. All right, so you know that's a scam. And then you might meet a regular so-called guy, same way. They got these pictures of them in clothes, and when you ask for an X-rated picture, they can't seem to come up with one. They give you an excuse. Oh, well, let's get to know each other. And I've had these young guys, when they said, let's get to know each other, I said, okay. Then they want to know your whole life story. And I've told a couple of them, no. I mean, and then if I asked them for their life story, they got a life story, but it's incredibly, it's all the same. It's something like they must have copied it off another profile. It sounded like. I mean, those are scam. And I don't even bother with them. But here's something that's been interesting that's happening. Older guys in their 50s and 60s has been contacting, I guess, me. And it's almost the same kind of rant. Oh, I want to get to know you. I want to this and that. And it's almost the same thing when I ask for a picture, an X-rated one, you know how you do. They can't seem to come up with it. I mean, they would say things like, oh, well, let's get to know each other first. And then, again, you can see me in person. Well, I found that's interesting because I never had an old guy try that trick. But then I realized, because a couple of ones I so-called got to know, or we only talked for like a week. After a week, and I realized, no, it ain't gonna work. But they usually have health issues. One said to me, he's amputee. He said, well, first of all, he starts off the whole he contacted me, by the way. You see my picture, he's contacted me. And we were writing. He wanted my phone number. I don't give out phone numbers. I give email. So we got to the email first. If we start off with email first, phone number second, and then we do the Skype thing. But first of all, it's the email. And he said in the email, oh no, I don't have any friends. Nobody want to like me, and my family hates me. And because I'm an amputee, I'm diabetic, I'm HIV, and he had all these health issues. And I said, fine. I said, you got to get to know somebody. I said, they might like you, but if they don't get to know you, I said, I don't think that has anything to do with it. And then the conversation during the day, during the week, got even like, well, he's living in somebody else's apartment, which tells me that his name is not on the lease. Of course, he's on Medicaid. He has all these doctors he has to see. He has these doctor bills, and his family, the family that he hates, are the ones that sending him money for to help him pay his doctor bills. And I'm like, what the F is going on with this guy? Then he says to me about him and I getting together. And I said, well, you got to slow down. And then he goes, slow down? You're 70. I'm 58. Slow down. We ain't got long to live, buddy. And I don't want to die alone. I want to, have a boyfriend. I'm quite sure. He goes, I'm quite sure you do too. Yeah, I understand that. Then he talking about moving in. He goes, hey, yeah, if I move in with you, I can help you pay the rent. And I can help you with this, and I can help you with that. And that's when the red flags went up. And I said, oh, so this is the con. The con is get to know an older guy who you think is retired, that, needs help. You con him to move in to help you with all these things. But meanwhile, you got all these health issues. I had one of the women at work who, she's a CNA, and she says to me, be careful. Because a lot of these guys that get up in age, they are looking for somebody to take care of them because they got health issues. Nobody else want to be bothered with them. And I figure, well, wow. So that is the new scam of the year, the new flavor, I guess, of scam. And it makes you think. It makes you think. And I can somehow feel sorry for some of these guys. I mean, yeah, if you had a hard life, and obviously this guy had a hard life. I mean, I was talking to one of the girls at work, and I said, I kind of feel sorry for him, and she slapped me across the face and got me back into reality. She goes, reality is, it's not your duty to take care of him. If he caused himself, or whatever health issue he has, to make him, because he's diabetic, to make him have his leg amputated, and he's not taking care of himself to do these other things, that is not your responsibility. If he gets upset that he don't have any friends, maybe there's a reason for why he don't have any friends. And to make a long story short, he doesn't have any friends because he has a very bad personality. His personality is horrible. It took me a week to realize that he has a very interesting, but the personality is really weird. And then I just say to him, because, I'm being nice, I don't like to tell people, this is why there's nobody like you. I remember in the old days, if you do something, I have a friend, if I did something he didn't like, he goes, that's why people don't like you. Well, I didn't feel like doing that, but he's very argumentative, I guess. Always trying to start an argument. If you disagree with him, then he gets high-strung and start an argument, which I'm thinking he's probably on drugs and drinking. And it's interesting because when I told him that I don't drink, his response was, not even a shot? You mean if we would meet at a bar, you can't have a drink? And I said, no. Not even one shot? I said, no. And then I noticed that he claims that during the day he has medical marijuana, and claims he sits in the bathroom and smokes his medical marijuana, and I think he has a glass of something. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying too much attention, but it sounded like liquor. And then he gets on the phone with me. And then his conversation gets weird. I mean, really weird. That's when he becomes argumentative. I start an argument. And the next thing you know, we're yelling at each other. And I slam down the phone. Well, that ended. And then, a couple of days after that, I got a guy from Minnesota. A black guy. And I said, oh, my brother. He's 61 or 62. And I'm thinking he contacted me. I'm like, yeah, way out in Minnesota. Okay. And again, he got all these pictures up with clothes on. So you know me. I mean, wait, you got any X-rated pictures? Then he goes, aren't we going to get to know each other first? Aren't we going to do this first? I mean, once we get to know each other, then maybe you could see it in person. And I said to myself, oh no, here we go again. Is that the standard line with these con artists? Is that the standard line? I had one guy. Actually, I had two guys that I was contacting with. This is years ago. This is just before somebody had told me what the deal was with these con artists. For me, I thought something was crazy with them. But anyway, this one kept saying, oh, I'm going to come visit you. I'm going to come do this. I'm going to come do that. And I said, okay. And then we did talk about something. But then he was sending me at least 2 or 3 emails a week about, oh, my brother in Texas, this happened to my brother in Texas, that happened to my brother in Texas, is this, and they ain't got no money, and blah, 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 blah. I don't know how they're going to survive. And I don't respond. I don't know what kind of response he wants from me, and I don't know why he's telling me about his brother in Texas. Then I don't respond, and then he might send me an email. I think he did once that he hasn't heard from me. And then I still don't respond. And then he'll send me another email about our sister in Florida. I forgot when they had one of those hurricanes. Oh, she lost her house. And like that. And on and I'm like, is this guy paying attention? I'm not answering. So finally, I just put all his emails in the spam. And then once in a while, I'll check the spam folder. And he's still writing. I'm like, what the fuck? He's not paying attention. He must have a list. I keep thinking as he probably have a list of 10, maybe 100 guys that he'll send the same email to see who's going to offer him help or offer him money to help his family. I don't know. All I know is I put him in the spam folder, and to this day, he still writes. And that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Anyway. Well, that's mainly my rant for the day. My rant is, I know I was told to be careful when I got this age because these young guys are looking for sugar daddies and looking to con you because they figure that you old. And I guess, well, that one guy asked me, he's the one that's close to my age, asked me did I have dementia, which I find very interesting because I think he has dementia. But I found that interesting. You come out right out of it, oh, you got dementia? No, I don't have dementia, but I found that very interesting because if I did say I had dementia, maybe it would have been, more bait for him to come over here, but no. Anyway, like I said, life goes on. Here it is. I'm thinking at this age that only the young guys are going to hustle me, for whatever con that they have to get money out of me. It's the old guys too. You can't trust anyone in this world. This is Eric. And you just heard the craziness that lives inside my head.